Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mulling League's Chaos Cup. It is week number 9, the final week of regulation play before the cut to top 8 in this, the first competition of Season 5. And we've got not just one game tonight. Is it 2? Let me look. Is it 2? Do we have 2 games? No, we don't have 2 games. We have 3 games for you this evening. A triple header, and we're going to get started over in Division C. We've got the Goodest Boys Strike Back versus the NC Snakes, Old Gamer Mike versus Moob, Necro versus Dark Elves. Let's take a look at these amazing standings before we take a look at the 2 rosters. In Division A, look how hotly contested this division is. I have to apologize, there's a bug in my code because I wrote it. But the Believe Broncos are currently in first place in Division A. So if you're unfamiliar with how league standings work in the league, you get ranked by your league points. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. You can see the Fishy Fiends and the Believe Broncos have 16 points apiece. The first tiebreaker is who beat whom. The Believe Broncos defeated the Fishy Fiends in week 5. That means the Believe Broncos are currently in first place, not the Fishy Fiends. The tiebreaker after that is your TD differential, and then it's how many touchdowns you've scored. So the Believe Broncos are in first place currently with the Fishy Fiends in second. The Believe Broncos, a Nurgle team, they're 5-1-1. The Fishy Fiends, a Chaos Renegades team, they are 5-1-2. The top 2 teams of each division will make the cut to the top 8, and the 2 best ranking teams besides will make the cut to the top 8. That means the minimum points you need currently to advance is 15 points. The Blitzburg Steelers are there. It'll likely go up to 16, but it's going to depend how these games play out. The Blitzburg Steelers, coached by JD Whitey, a Skaven team, currently in third place. They are 4-3-0. The top 3 teams still have 1 more game to play. Well, I'm sorry. The second and third place teams, the first and third place teams, there we go, still have 1 more game to play. But the Fishy Fiends are done. They have a bye here in week 9. They've played all 8 of their games. They are at 16 points. They're hoping for some losses on some of these pieces, or some of these teams here, because look at who is still in contention. The Birds of a Feather, coached by Galeshi, in 4th place. They're an Elven Union team, 14 points, still in contention. The Gutterballs, they're playing tonight. Are they playing tonight? I don't think they're playing tonight. But El Nubarino's Gutterballs, they're an Orc team. They're still in contention. They're 4-1-2. Those top 5 teams still duking it out to try to make the cut to top 8. Over in Division B, Spire's Philosopher's Song is a Lizardman team. They're in first place. They are 4-2-1. Cobblestorm's Goner Gets, a Goblin team, in contention, second place, 3-2-2 with 11 points. Unfortunately for Berserker Tempest, the Vesuvian Lavabacks, despite placing here in third, really good run here. They're 3-2-3, but they're not going to be able to make the cut. They have the bye this week. They're currently in third place. They will not be able to gain in ranking in Division B. That means they need to make the cut in third place. And as we just discussed, 15 points is the minimum to make that cut. And the Lavabacks aren't going to make it. Still a great showing for them, though. But the Conspicuous Disunion, they're still in contention. Chime's Necromantic Horror Team, they're 1-6-0. S Beavers, Wooden Men, and Iron Trees, they are playing tonight. Still in contention. A Wood Elf team, 2-3-2. The Pip Stars, Dead Fred's Lizardman team, 2-3-2. Still in contention. Oh, look at that. Technobabble 8, coached by me, a human team, 2-3-2. Still in contention. This is going to be a fantastic week as we decide who's going to make the cut to top 8. And finally, in Division C, we have the NC Snakes. They're up tonight. They're a Moob's Dark Elf team, undefeated with a record of 5-2-0, sitting very pretty with 17 points, the most points in the competition so far. Dethroning Doug, the Minotaur's Dinnerbell Darlings. They're a Dwarven team. They're 5-0-2 in second place. And Odin and Snuffle, coached by Clyfist, they're a Norse team. They're 4-2-1 tonight. The Tizorc Savage Boys, unfortunately, again, in 4th place. A great showing for this Orc team. 13 points just isn't going to make the cut. It's such a competitive competition. But another great showing, right? Again, we saw a number of Tizzlebizzle's games this week, or not this week, this competition. Played a really good game, a series of really good games, and was able to climb this ladder all the way up into 4th place. I look forward to seeing the Tizorc Savage Boys return for the Spike Magazine trophy. Entanglements here, Khan Kill's team, still in contention, because they have one more game to play. They're an Imperial Nobility team with 12 points. So lots of teams still in contention here in the final week. BB Nuts says, I'm glad you listened to us about expanding the playoffs. You know what? I'm glad too. Welcome everyone to the stream, by the way. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We've got a lot of games tonight to watch. I'm very excited for it. The home team for this first game this evening is going to be the Goodest Boys Strike Back, coached by Old Gamer Mike. This is a Necro team with 12 players on the roster. They have a TV of 1,320,000 gold. They have 2 Wolves, 2 Flesh Golems, 2 Wraiths, a couple of Ghoul Runners, and a bunch of Zombos, 4 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Dark Elves of the NC Snakes, the first place team, Moob's team. They have 12 players on the roster, but 1 is out this week. Coral Reef, the rookie lineman, will not be participating this week due to injury. Their TV is 1,270,000 gold. That's 50,000 gold in petty cash. Going to, was it the Necro team? One of these teams, and I think that's going to be a keg. 2 Witch Elves, all 4 Blitzers, a bunch of linemen, 4 dedicated fans, 1 Oppo, 2 rerolls. How are these 2 teams going to play tonight? I think tonight's matchup is going to be very much a chess match, and it's going to be about who can get at the other team's brittle pieces first. The Witch Elves at AV8. The brittle pieces on both of these rosters are maybe the best. These Witch Elves with an AV of 8+, they have one of them's a Blodger. They both have Frenzy. One has Wrestle. They both have Jump Up. Great pieces and an MA of 7. They can surf players. The Blodger can absolutely knock down pieces and get those removals with Frenzy. You're getting 4-die blocks almost all the time with them. They're going to cover the sidelines as well. He has all 4 Blitzers. They all have block. 1 has guard and randomed into a dirty player. That is great as well. Very fast team. They are resilient. They are the Dark Elf team. So they are at a standard AV of 9+, except for those 2 Witch Elves. Hunting those Witch Elves, I think, will be key tonight for this Necro team. And how are they going to do that? They have a very similar pair of pieces here with the Wolves. The Wolves, MA8, even faster. They have Frenzy. 1 has block. 1 has tackle. They both have claws. Claws is going to be a huge advantage to the Goodest Boys in this matchup. 9+ goes down to an 8+. If you consider 9+ AV is average, 8+ is fairly brittle. So these Wolves can be used to great effect to start removing some of these Dark Elves off the pitch turn by turn. He has 2 players with Mighty Blow that can help with that as well. One of which is a Wraith that has a block skill. But the 2 Ghoul Runners, of course, the 2 Ghoul Runners and the 2 Werewolves, these are the pieces that can carry the ball for this team this evening. So those will be the targets for the Dark Elf team. And again, those 2 Ghoul Runners, they don't have regen. They have AV 8+. They're fairly brittle. So those are going to be probably the primary targets for the Dark Elf team here this evening. But if Claw can be leveraged by those Werewolves to start removing pieces, to treat this Dark Elf team like a Wood Elf team, or like another Elf team, I think the Necro team could come out on top. But of course, if the Witch Elves can be used to their advantage, remember, Jump Up is nothing to sneeze at. Jump Up means if you get the knockdown, often you can get a knockdown on a piece and you say, okay, he has 3 MA, I've just removed. I don't have to worry about it. Not with these Witch Elves. These Witch Elves, you knock them down. If you're not removing them from the pitch, it's almost like you'd never knock them down at all. They can even block from prone. They have to roll a d6 to do so. But very, very annoying pieces. The sidelines are not going to be safe for anyone tonight with 4 Frenzy players. So it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. I think whoever gets to those fragile pieces first is going to be the winner, and that means keeping those players safe. It's going to be very difficult with these Frenzy pieces, especially for the Werewolves, because you want to be leveraging Claw, you want to be getting those knockdowns, and but that means you have to follow up with Frenzy, and if you have to follow up, you might be out of position. So it's very, very delicate dance. You have to dance. A dance you have to dance? I guess it's both a noun and a verb. So we'll see which coach can come out on top in that regard here tonight. 50K in petty cash will be spent. Oh, I love this pit. Look at the waters. Beautiful. Good evening, SP Beaver. Welcome to the stream. Black Wolf, Festoon, BB Nut, Moob, Spire, Old Gamer, Mike, Aleshi, Electrics Man, James Likes Snacks, Eridus, and Mr. Rocker Crocker. Welcome all, and Black Wolf, welcome all to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Tizzle Bizzle demands death. Welcome to the stream, Tizzle Bizzle. 3 games tonight, 2 in Division C, 1 in Division B. What is happening right now? Oh my goodness. There we go. Woo! That's right. It's only game. Why you have to be mad? Holy moly! 5 gifted subs by Black Wolf. Thank you so much for your generosity. Oh, Black Wolf, you didn't have to do that. Thank you very, very much. I truly appreciate it. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Black Wolf. Oh, right, there's a game. Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Goodest boys strike back, win the coin toss. They're going to choose to receive the ball. They have a cups formation with the 3 players on the line. Goodest boys choose to receive, meaning the Dark Elf team is in a cups formation with 3 on the line, shifted to the right. Now the Goodest boys with 6 on the line currently, with Pug Johnson back to receive the number 7 Ghoul Runner. Yes, very generous. Thank you very much. Here's the kick. Why? Something's weird with my game client right now. Weather's going to remain the same. Ball kicked to the 24-yard line. 2-die block at the line of scrimmage. Gets a pal. Richard Mastiff on the block. 9+ is going to break armor here, but doesn't get it. Pleather is going to advance over into the left wide zone. Takes a mark against Garter. The level 2 Dark Elf lineman with Dirty Player. And you can see a boot right to the, I'm going to say to the face, but who knows what the boot's going to, really. 2-die block against Korn, the rookie lineman over on the right side of the line. Gets a knockdown here. Goodest boys strike back, trying to give the NC Snakes their first loss of the season. Galeshi asks, last time I asked favorite big end, anybody have a favorite lineman? I mean, it's going to be a vanilla answer, but I mean, human linemen are pretty... No, you know what? You know what? My favorite linemen are zombies. I like zombies, and I'll tell you why. Zombies are, sure, they're slow. Decent stat line, right? Strength 3, Edge 4, AV 9+. That's not bad. But you also get regen, right? That's great. And they're 40k. That's cheap. Plus, if you're on a team that has zombies, you can get free zombies by killing people. So I would go with zombies. Two-die blitz by Robert Schnauzer. Gets the knockdown here on Garter, the number 7 lineman over in the left wide zone. Pushing very aggressively forward here with this offense. Ball on the 24-yard line. Something's up with the rendering. I don't know what's going on. Oh, we'll see if it's a problem. 3+ pickup does not work out. Gets a free reroll with sure hands. That does work out. Moves the ball up to the 18-yard line. That'll be the turn. Turn 1 now for the NC Snakes. Again, undefeated in Division C. They have the most points in the league currently at 17. They're 5-2-0. Can the Goodest boys strike back, do what no one else has been able to do yet? Skinks are... Yeah, I mean, Skinks are awesome. I don't even think of them as linemen, but they are. They absolutely are. Mr. Rocker says, most people fear Slender Man, but Ava's having issues with Render Man. It's like I don't even want to say it's a low frame rate. It's like something's off. I feel like I've caused a bug somehow. If it gets too bad, I'll just restart the game. But 2-die block here against Robert Schnauzer over on the left side of the line. Breaks armor. Going after that werewolf. Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Give me good dice. You gotta pray to Nuffle. You know what? I'll pray to Nuffle for you. It's like, it's don't worry. I got it. I got you. Just don't tell Moob. Fails a dodge. Spends a reroll on the blitz. Gets the knockdown here with Copperhead. No armor break. Good removal on the Wolf. Again, these pieces, very, very fragile, very important. Another armor break. Gets a stun here. So one of the Wolves off the pitch for the drive, at least. The other one's stunned at center pitch, and now the pressure on Pug Johnson. There is no protection on the ball currently. Pug Johnson doesn't have the block skill, really only has the tackle skill as a block safety skill. That will turn a defender stumbles result into a push. Festoon rooting for the offense. Oh, there's a removal. Gardner tried to dodge away, failed the dodge on a 1. Didn't re-roll it. I think that was the right call. Unfortunately, broke armor. 10v10 on the pitch now. Turn 2 for the Goodest boys strike back. Two-die block on the line, gets a pow out of this. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I've only played them being Amazons in the Clash and a couple of times in Tabletop. Zons just won the last Tabletop tourney. I attended 3-0 with only 1 primary for NAF rules. SP Beaver says, I think 2 seasons ago I tried the Amazons at BB2 and injured most of them. Good blitz by Tosa Smith over on the right side here to knock down Rat. That was one of the pressure linemen here going after the ball carrier. Taking blocks before moving the ball carrier. Ooh, scary business, scary business. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a pal, gets Snake Pliskin. Festoon, thank you very much for the bits. Rooting for the undead team. Two-die block on Cottonmouth. This is the Blodger Blitzer, but a pal was rolled. Can Pleather get 2 SPP out of this? There's the armor break. Only gets a KO, but that's a good removal. Oppo gets spent. The Snakes say, no way. Cottonmouth is going to stay on the pitch stunned. Galeshi says, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop on these elves and they just get obliterated. But I'm talking about my elves, not Boob's elves. Wink. Pug Johnson now up on the 14-yard line, just outside that left wide zone. Two-die blitz at the line, well, a little forward of the line of scrimmage. This is Pleather. Breaks armor. Gets a stun out of it. Under a minute to play here in turn number 2 for the Snakes. They have 2 rerolls remaining. Most of the team hanging out on their side of the pitch. Applied a little bit of pressure on the right side here. Both players now marked. Repositions Copperhead to get the 2-die block on Richard Massive. That's the number 4 flesh golem. But he can stand firm here if he wishes to. He does not. The flesh golem will get pushed aside. And now a frenzy follow-up into the knockdown. Good block by Black Mamba, the number 1 Witch Elf. Again, those 2 Witch Elves, very, very important to this roster, just as the Wolves are important to this Necro roster. Snake Plissken now escaping from the line of scrimmage, running toward the ball carrier, as is Korn, the rookie lineman wearing number 10. Turn 3 for the Goodest boys. Strike back. Pug Johnson, the ball carrier for this Necro team. They have a dodge skill, they have sure hands, and an MA of 7. The Wraiths, the blitzers for a Necro team, can be a thorn in your side if you're not careful. They have block, they have sidestep, they also have foul appearance. Foul appearance can make you lose your block or your blitz. You have to roll a d6 before you take a block or a blitz against these pieces. If you roll a 1, you don't block or blitz them. They are too gross to touch. Good block on Rattler, gets a knockdown, but no armor break. Way back across the line of scrimmage. Offense spread very, very thin. How's old gamer Mike going to keep the ball carrier safe here? 2-die block against Taipan, the number 8 lineman. He's the middle linebacker. He's going to be knocked down here. No armor break. Dark Elves, the most resilient of the Elves. They have most of their roster is an AV 9+. Other Elves are rocking most players at an 8+, which is a pretty significant difference. Here's the blitz by the Werewolf. Got the pal. Just 8+ will break armor on Korn. There's the armor break. Didn't get a removal of this. Had to follow up on the blitz due to Frenzy. This is a tackle piece as well. Has block, has tackle. This is a great blitzer. Can negate the dodge skill, say, on Copperhead here, or these Witch Elves. Has the block skill to make this block safer. Frenzy's giving you 4 dice. If you can pull it off, maybe even 6 dice on your block, you get the knockdown, and everybody's AV's an 8+. Mr. Rocker Crocker said, I asked the Wolves and they told me all armor's 8+. Turn 3 now for the Snakes. So the ball's going to cross the line of scrimmage over in the left wide zone. Pug Johnson on the opposing 2-yard line. And there's a mark on the ball carrier. 1 mark. 1 more piece on a blitz will make that a 2-die blitz. Failed the... Oh, no! Was gonna go for the blitz, but failed the dodge by Sidewinder. 1+ dodge. Even had the dodge skill, failed the dodge and got stunned. Oh, man. Sometimes Nuffle has it in for you. Minute 30 on the clock here in turn 4. Wolf blitz on Cottonmouth, gets a push. Cottonmouth, a sidestepper. Sidesteps into another 2-die block. A pal this time. Could have taken either one of those results. Has tackle to negate the dodge skill. Doesn't matter. Gets the knockdown, but doesn't get an armor break. Repositions the Wolf to take a mark on Copperhead. And there goes Pug Johnson. Sprinting. Well, I shouldn't say sprint because that's an actual skill. But running down pitch. Now, on the... Do you say down pitch? I don't know if you say... Downfield feels natural to me. On the 16-yard line, just off the left sideline. Sprinting up the field, sure-footed and sure-handed. He's got confidence. He has confidence in his skills. He's not a rookie anymore. He's held on to this ball in the face of no protection, in the face of the Witch Elf coming after him. And you know what he has? Most of all, he has faith in... No! Ha! 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 Well, well, well. Murders Black Mamba. She is no longer playing for this Dark Elf team. But you know what? She's still in this game because she's been resurrected to play for the Goodest Boys Strike Back. Wow. My goodness, what a murder. One dive blocked by the number 5 Wraith against Rat. Gets a push here. We talked about how it's coming down. It's going to come down to these wolves and these witch elves. Oh. One wolf knocked out, one witch elf murdered. Disselpizzle says, oh, I should probably stop demanding death. I feel a little guilty. Hell Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Aaron says, what did I just miss? I had ads. Well, I'll show you what you missed. You missed a 2-dive block on a witch elf? No problem. Got the pal? That's cool. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Appa was already spent to keep Copperhead on the pitch. And so now the witch elf resurrected as a zombie to play for the Goodest Boys Strike Back. This is the greatest game in the world, man. Good 2+ dodge by Typhon to apply some pressure on this ball carrier. Ball carrier is currently in scoring position. 2 rushes to try to... is it going to be a blitz by Rattler? There's no way. Failed the dodge, way down pitch. Just spends it, lets it rock. Turn 5 for the Goodest Boys Strike Back. There's no real protection on the ball carrier. Are they going to try to score this turn? Aridus, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Frenzy Blitz with the werewolf gets a push. Trying to surf Cottonmouth, but can't do it with sidestep. Oh no, it's got to spend a reroll. Oh, it's double skulls! Went for the blitz to try to free up Pug Johnson. And rolled into double skulls on the frenzy follow-up, the 1-die frenzy follow-up. Couldn't get the assist due to sidestep. Double pals on Pug. Can I call you Pug? Are we on a first name basis? Ball's gonna stay on the pitch. Ball now on the 18-yard line. On the snake side of the pitch. On the sideline, but good recovery by Cottonmouth. And now the defense has possession of the ball. Holy moly. I didn't even realize it's the second half or the second quarter of this game already. My word. Sidewinder stands up. Remember, she has jump up. Jump up means that she does not lose, or she does not spend 3 MA to stand up from a prone position. So even if knocked out, she'll get all 7 points of movement. Give it to Black. Oh, yeah. You know what I find very, very strange? She's dead over here, but a zombie over here. How does that work? How does that work? You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna question magic in the old world. I'm not gonna do it. If living in the year 40,000 has taught me anything, it's that I want nothing to do with magic. Because I'm a good citizen. And by good citizen, I don't want to die. Turn 6 now for the Goodest boys strike back. Lost possession of the ball and now resetting to play some defense. Marking all the downfield linemen. Taking a number of marks against these elves. The elves still have 2 rerolls. Stand up blitz by Sam Corkett, and the number 1 werewolf gets a push here. We'll get a 2-die frenzy follow-up. Gets another push. Has to follow up here as well due to frenzy, but will now have a mark on the ball carrier. Yeah, this is some D&D stuff going on. There's some D&D magic. Turn 6 for the Snakes. They have 3 turns to score. They can absolutely do it. Ball currently in the hands of a MA7 player. 2-die blitz against the Wolf. Got the POW out of this. 9+ is going to break armor. Doesn't break armor. It frees up the ball carrier. Repositions the blitzer to get a 2-die block against Pleather. Good use of blitz here. Remember, especially for new coaches, a lot of new coaches forget that after you take your block on a blitz, you can still move if you have movement allowance remaining. And often it's a good idea. If you take a blitz and your player's not helping you, right, not doing anything, maybe you get the knockdown and he's just kind of hanging out, reposition him. Make him an assist on a block. Have him exert tackle zone somewhere where it matters. Dodging to safety. Has the ball in the hands of Cottonmouth. Remember, this is a blitzer. Moves the ball all the way up to his own 4-yard line and now setting up a cage around the ball carrier. Lots of dodges. They all work out. Snakes on the bonus clock here. 6 minutes, 56 seconds remaining. Succeeding in all of these dodges. Turn 7 now for the Goodest boys. A very explosive offense by the Goodest boys. Couldn't hold on to the ball after a failed blitz by the werewolf. And now they're hoping not to give up a touchdown. It's another consideration in Blood Bowl. When you take actions, and I'm not saying that happened here necessarily, but just generally speaking, when you take actions, always consider the risk. Meaning, don't just think about the probabilities, but think about the consequences. If I take this action and it fails, what happens? And if the answer is my drive gets messed up, my formation crumbles, I lose a touchdown, then before you take that action, try to have a contingency. Maybe put a tackle zone somewhere where your opponent can't convert on that failure, or take a mark, or maybe take a different action first that could put you in a more advantageous position. Frenzy follow-up on the push against Copperhead. Gets the knockdown here thanks to tackle. There's the armor break on the 8+, only gets a stun. And now a 2-die against Snake Plissken with the assist by the werewolf. Gets a POW. There's another armor break. And that's another stun. Turn 7 now for the Snakes. They can just about do this. They get here without a rush. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ball advances across the line of scrimmage to the opposing 12-yard line, just off the right sideline. The Snakes finally crossing the line of scrimmage on turn 7 with the ball in hand, looking to get this defensive touchdown and take the lead in this game 1-0. Spire says, I think about that a lot, activating big guys. What if it goes stupid? Yes, indeed. Yep, and that's a great example. That's a great example that's not just obvious, but easy to practice with, right? It's one piece. It's often in an important position. And so you can think to yourself, if this big guy goes really stupid or boneheaded and I lose my tackle zones, what happens? And often the answer is too much. So maybe I don't actually want to block with him, right? It's great to get a 3-die block with Mighty Blow, but if that means you lose the game or an important piece is exposed or your formation falls down, often it's better to just not take the block and guarantee that you have that big guy, that anchor on the pitch, eating up tackle zones with that massive, typically strength of 5. Turn 8 for the Goodest boys strike back. If they're going to stop this score, it's got to be here. And there's a very good pocket in place to protect Cottonmouth. So when I say the turner and pocket, that comes from football, or it comes from American football. And just imagine this is a football field, like, and this is my offensive line, and I'm moving this way. The pocket is, let's say I have my quarterback, and he's going to drop back to pass or whatever. I have some guys here protecting him, right? Keeping him from getting sacked. That's the pocket. So here, with this guy here, we consider this the pocket, right? He's protecting this guy from getting hit. Two-die blitz by the number 6 Wraith. Gets the pow on Sidewinder. Boy. And will now take a mark on the ball carrier. There it is. If there was ever a time to pray to Nuffle, this is that time. Final turn of the first quarter now. Cottonmouth marked by the Wraith. Just dodges away. Hands off to the number 5 blitzer. It was just a 2+ on the handoff. They had just 2. But wanted to spread out that SPP. Had the reroll. Made it work. The Snakes take the lead 1-0. Very well done. Black Mamba returning to the pitch, but for the opposite team now. Well, maybe returning to the pitch. I think you got to put her on the pitch. There she is. There she is. Oh, you look just as beautiful as you did 5 minutes ago. Wonderful, wonderful. Where else do you put a witch elf if not on the line of scrimmage? Coming up after this game at about 28 minutes from now, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we're going to have game 2 of our triple header this evening. As bad as Raiders versus Imitation Skaven and Nathan, Electrics Man versus Venger. That'll be Undead versus Humans. That'll be a fun one. And we're going to finish up the evening scheduled for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Conspicuous Disunion versus Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Chime versus S. Beaver. That's Necro versus Wood Elves. That'll be a fun one as well. Necro team screening out these elves. That's what you do against elves. They're very fast. They're very agile. 3 on the line. Black Mamba on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage this time. Oh, boy. The Snakes. The Snakes putting a number of players on the line. Can they do it? Can they find it in their heart to punch Black Mamba in the face? I don't know. I don't know if I could. A little over a minute to set up this offensive formation. 5 on the line for the Doghouse team. Remember, when you're on offense, you get to go first. You'll take your blocks first. Here's the kick. And it's a quick snap, so 4 players on the one on the D3 roll get to move 1 space, provided they're not marked. There's 5 to choose from. Electrics Man says, I may be mathematically eliminated tonight, but only if I win or lose or draw. Second quarter begins. The Snakes on offense this time. They're in the lead 1-0. They are undefeated. They have the most points in the league right now at 17. They're looking to finish out regulation with 20 points. Two-die block against Black. Oh, boy. Oh. Copperhead had no problem with that block. Double skulls here. Snake Plissken had problems with that block. You rattled him, Copperhead. Snake Plissken was like, come on. She's one of ours. Finally gets it together and gets the knockdown on Nice Biscuits. Two-plus pickup by Sidewinder. Good pickup by the number 2 Witch Elf. Now really the number 1 Witch Elf. After repositioning a little bit, that'll be the turn. Turn 9 now for the Goodest Boys strike back. Now look at what Moob did here. Moob spreading out this protection. This is spreading out, or he's spreading out across the pitch here. This is going to force this defense to spread out as well, which means they're less effective. They're not getting the assists they want. And if they do get tied up on the line, not only will these elves be able to almost certainly block back with 2 dice, but that means these elves will be able to skirt around one side of this roster. Now, the werewolf did come back onto the pitch. There are 2 werewolves back on the pitch for the Goodest Boys. They are the fastest pieces on the pitch this evening, an MA of 8. They are in the secondary, both playing cornerback. So they could cover an aggressive defense here. And you can see that the Goodest Boys are trying to take the marks and get in here very, very aggressively. 2-die block against Korn on the left side of the line here. Gets a push to a 2-die frenzy follow-up. Got the knockdown. Remember, 8+ due to claws. What was break armor? Very, very aggressive defense. So going all in here, taking tons of marks. And now turn 10 for the Snakes. Both wolves currently marked. Boy, I had a busy day. I didn't have a long day. It's like one of those days where you're just work, and then suddenly the day's over. It's kind of cool, but also kind of not. Moves the ball over to the left side of the pitch here. Is on the 12-yard line now, just outside the left wide zone. Repositions Cottonmouth to get an assist against Tessum, the number 5 Wraith. Remember, any blocker or blitz against these Wraiths has to roll that D6 first. And on a 1, they lose their opportunity to do so. .40 seconds to go in turn 10 for the Snakes. They're down to 1 reroll for the game. Plenty of time on the bonus clock, so still have a bit of resources. Goodest boys with the 3 rerolls that they got at the beginning of the half. Good 2+ dodge here. Had to dodge some of these players away. Got a good dodge here to get the assist. Here's another dodge to cover the right side of the ball carrier. And now the blitz. 2-die blitz on the Wolf on the left side. Got the POW here. Can't break armor. Could have broken armor if he had claws. Grow your nails out, Snake Plissken. I don't know. It looks like he has some pretty sharp claws as it is. 2-die block on Tessum. Gets a POW here. Decides to follow up. Trying to keep this Wraith from being a problem. There's a failed dodge on the right side. We'll let this slide. Gets stunned for his trouble, but I think that's the right decision. That's another skill you have to learn as a Blood Bowl coach. When to spend your rerolls and when not to. And it's a very similar calculus to make, right? It's, if I spend this reroll, what do I get out of it? If the answer is nothing other than I get to roll this die and see what happens, maybe it's not a good idea to roll it. But if the answer is I get this very important opposing piece off the pitch, or I get the ball out of range of my opponent, or I get protection on my ball carrier, or something that is valuable in terms of winning the game, then you do spend it, right? Having those rerolls for important moments matters a lot, since we're only talking about a D6. Good armor break here. Gets a stun on Snake Plissken. SP Beaver says, spend all TRRs in 1 turn. Sometimes you gotta. In fact, I'd say that's good advice for most games. Don't spend your resources willy-nilly. Make sure you're getting something out of them. 2-die block on Copperhead. Just gets a push out of this. Couldn't take the both down result due to the block skill on this Blodger. Turn 11 now for the Snakes. Very close contact game. Goodest boys do have the number 8 Ghoul Runner back in position as a safety, but keeping those wolves right on the front lines. Will have currently has a 1-die block, well, 2-die block with Frenzy. It's 1 die and then a 1-die. With the number 1 Werewolf on the right side here, he probably wants to see if he can make that a 2-die block. But does have the block skill as well, so up against a piece that doesn't have the block skill, that's not so bad. But we'll have to see what the Snakes do first. I can't imagine the Snakes are going to give up this Werewolf block to the Goodest boys. Snakes looking to start to carve out the sideline for themselves. They advance Rattler down pitch, the opposing, or downfield, the opposing 6-yard line. Good dodge by Cottonmouth the Blodger. I had ice cream for dinner. That's an adult thing to... Oh, man. Succeeds on the dodge. I thought he was going to snake eyes that roll again. Succeeds on the 2+ dodge here. Gets the ball in the hands of Rattler. This is another thing that elves can do very, very effectively, right? It's not just about getting your ball into a safe, getting your ball carrier into a safe position. Maybe your ball carrier, it's about getting the ball in a safe position, right? So if you can't get your ball carrier in a safe position, maybe you can hand that ball off, or perhaps if you absolutely have to, pass it. But passing is the riskiest thing you can do in Blood Bowl. And elves can do that to great effect when we're talking about handing off, right? A handoff is just an edge roll. So the blitzer's unmarked here. That's just a 2+ handoff. No big deal. So maybe the Witch Elf can't get safe, but you can put the Witch Elf in a position where she can make someone else safe. And that's exactly what Moob did here. Well done. Turn 11 now for the Goodest boys. Yeah, I thought it was a great dinner. SB Beaver says, I thought playing elves was the riskiest thing you could do. Nope. Whatever do you mean? Be right back. Need to get ice cream after this talk. Tosa Smith moving forward to mark the number 2 Witch Elf. Needs to have some players in the secondary here to really stop the NC Snakes. It can't just be a situation. Strategically, can't be a situation where you just try to stop the score because you're down a touchdown. So you not only need to stop the score, but also have to have a plan in place to try to get this ball away from the offense so you can get on the board. Spire says, I played 3 games of Goblins in Arena last night on defense to start every game. Finished 3-0 with all 3 conceding before the half. No TDs scored in any game. So many injured players. That's awesome. I mean, the concessions aren't awesome, but... Two-die Frenzy Blitz by Robert Schnauzer. Double pals will get a mark on the ball. You know what I want? This is going to sound awful because it is. I want that, that like freeze-dried Neapolitan ice cream that you get at like the Air and Space Museum, you know? Good removal at mid-pitch here. I think that's a 2-man player advantage now? 2-man player advantage now for the Necro team. In turn 12, back to the Snakes. They have the ball on the opposing 6-yard line. A 2+ dodge gets them away from this wolf, but I imagine they're not gonna leave it to a dodge. They're gonna blitz the wolf for a double pow on the blitz, but no armor break. Yeah, astronaut ice cream. Yeah. SB Beaver says, you mean styrofoam ice cream? Yeah, I do. I don't know why I want it. I just do. And now Rattler's going to run all the way down to the opposing 20-yard line. Feeling safe and secure. There's still the number 8 Ghoul Runner. These Ghoul Runners are not like Skinks. They have a strength of 3. And there's the protection by the offense. So the offense, here's where the tackle zones shape up, right? So all of that is now controlled by the offense. Tough to get through this pocket to get at the ball carrier. Oh, I don't even know why I didn't think to get it online. Of course, you must be able to get it online. And now the number 7 lineman, the dirty player, he has been playing very cleanly today. I'm very proud of Garter. Not a foul in sight. Failed 2+ dodge by Rat. He'll let this go. And that'll be a turnover. Turn 12 now for the Goodest boys. Final turn of the 3rd quarter. Do they have a plan to stop this score? Wait, there's an astronaut brand ice cream? What? Astronaut Neapolitan ice cream sandwich NASA space NASA space dessert. So I ordered a transformer, a toy from Hasbro direct. Hasbro has their own like Kickstarter platform called HasLab. Their own crowdfunding platform, and it's a HasLab. So it's I had a problem with my order. I had to get rectified. So I called up their customer service for the first time in my life, which, by the way, was absolutely lovely. They were wonderful. Oh, good knockdown here on Garter. No armor break though. They were wonderful, but the hold music during the whole, it was like, you know, an automated hold thing. It was like, oh, stay on the line, we're busy with blah blah blah. If this is a medical emergency, hang up and dial 911. I was like, what what? Why? Who's calling Hasbro with a medical emergency? Hi. Yeah, I swallowed Optimus Prime. There's the score. After forcing the score here, and Snakes are going to increase their lead 2-0. Very well done on offense here by Mood. Are they having issues with the Transformers coming to life again? I was very impressed. I only talked to real people other than that hold system. I was only on hold for like maybe 15 seconds. Talked to two people. One person redirected me to someone else. That was like another 10 seconds. Everyone was real nice. They listened to me and said, "Yep, we can fix that." We fixed it. It was great. It was really a great experience. Anchor formation for the defense. 6 on the line for the offense. They have just 1 quarter to try to score 2 touchdowns in this game. Can they make it happen? Eight on the line for the offense. Pug Johnson back to receive once more. Has earned 7 SPP here. That's a pretty good clip. Now 9 on the line. 10 players on the line. So the Goodest boys clearly aware of needing to score here. But they only have 2 goal runners. So one's back to receive, one's on the left. This suggests very strongly that the ball's going to head in this direction. These Wraiths cannot carry the ball. He saw Black Mamba at the very end. So gets to move 1 space here on the quick snap with all 5 players. So he's going to move 2 forward on the left, 2 on the right, and try to get Pug Johnson under the ball here for the free catch. It'll be a 50-50 catch attempt. 4+. Fails the catch attempt. That's all right. The ball's going to end up right where Pug Johnson began the turn. So Pug Johnson effectively losing a space of movement here. 2-die blocked by Robert Schnauzer. That is not going to do it. Spends one of his 3 rerolls. Gets the POW on Rat. Just needs that 8+. There it is. Gets a stun. Leather's going to move forward. Takes a mark behind Moccasin. Now a 2-die on the line. Gets a push out of this. Good armor break at the middle of the pitch here. Gets a KO. Well done. NC Snakes are how do you say it with like Southern language? Fixin', that's what it is. The NC Snakes fixin' fixin' to end regulation with a record of 6-2-0. Failed the pickup by Pug Johnson. Gets the free reroll with sure hands, but rolled snake eyes, and that is going to be a turnover. Ball's going to scatter one space back toward the Goodest Boys' own sideline or end zone. It's going to hang out on the 18-yard line. Turn 14 now for the Snakes. 3 turns left in this game. They have a commanding lead, 2-0. Yeah, this school runner is the only real threat. 2-die block. Got the POW here. Looking for an 8+. There's the 8+. I mean, that'll do it. Did you see those cleats? That'll do it. And now the Snakes just moving players back toward their own end zone, trying to keep these players safe. Also playing a little bit of defense as well. Good 3+ to a 2+ dodge by Copperhead. Copperhead, such an important piece, right? You have this blitzer, you pick up dodge on them. You have this blodger early in the season. Turn 14 now for the Goodest Boys. I want Black Mamba to take a blitz on Snake Plissken. I want her to show these elves who she plays for now. Takes a mark with Tessin. And now Black Mamba takes a mark on Snake Plissken. Moveset. What's funny is I went into the game thinking I don't need to win, I just need to keep the team healthy. So what do? I oppo the first KO on a positional, and then I have a Witch Elf die. Yeah, I've done that before. I had my... And boy, it turned out to be a terrible mistake. I had the first injury on my Ogre. I was like, I'm going to let that rock. Now my Ogre has a +2 on the cast table. It's not good. And is not playing this week again. I'm going to have to fire him, I think. $30 seconds to go here for the Goodest Boys. Turn 14. Got the knockdown on the Werewolf Blitz here, but didn't get anything out of it. Oh, no. No! Another Snake Eyes! Pug Johnson, my man! What's up with you? You're a professional. I mean, I could understand if you were in university playing Dungeon Bowl or maybe out in the streets playing gutter bowl, but you are playing blood bowl, sir. You have a contract, you have a salary, you can't be doing that twice in a row. Electric Man says, are trades allowed? They are not. They are not. Failed 2+ roll by the Witch Elf. But gets the assist for the 2-die block here. So needed 2 assists there because the blitzer was marked. Actually, I think the blitzer... Oh, no. Gets a both standing result out of this. Decides to spend the reroll. Why not? Why not? But only gets a push. Why did he not get a push? Did he have tackle? What just happened there? What did I miss? Oh. He doesn't have dodge, that's why. Got it. I thought those were double pushes. Turn 15 here for the Snakes. There'll be 2 turns left for the Necro team. They're not going to be able to recover from this this deficit here. They will end up losing this one to the Snakes, but I mean, let me tell you, the Snakes have the best record in the league. So I think a good showing here by Old Gamer Mike. Almost got that ball in the end zone, but just that one failed blitz. Move says he put me in some really bad spots. Yeah, I think he did. He got a good showing in this matchup. Very, very, very aggressive team. I wouldn't be so aggressive. It's real tough when you're really aggressive. The problem is you're often giving up blocks to your opponent, and it doesn't matter if that opponent are dwarves or elves, right? Because if they're elves and you give them a situation where they can just 2-die block you away, they're going to take that every time. It gives them the block to try to maybe get you off the pitch, but it also makes it safer for them to keep themselves from getting blocked back, right? Instead of dodging away to hold you back to a blitz, they're going to block you away to hold you to a blitz. Tried to rush with Pug Johnson. Spends the reroll here. Is he looking to hand off to the Wolf? He is looking to hand off to the Wolf. Failed the catch. Has one more reroll here. May as well spend it. He does. Can't quite get into the end zone. Oh, I thought for sure he was going to move the number 8 goal runner into the end zone and throw it with the Wolf. I was like, let's go. Let's go. Turn 16 now for the Snakes. Yeah, GG indeed. Yeah, great match by these two. We'll see this game play out, and then we'll get right into our second game, which got underway about a minute ago. Dodging players away to safety in this final turn, as the NC Snakes are going to secure their spot in the top 8. Very, very well played by Moob these past 9 weeks. Final turn of the ball game coming up. The Goodest boys can get on the board right here, and I think they should. Yeah, well done. Well done. Got the ball into the end zone. That's 3 SPP for that Wolf. That's a great piece to get that SPP on. And this one's going to end with a score of 2-0. Again, the NC Snakes win this one and will finish regulation undefeated in Division C. My goodness. So the NC Snakes stay on top with a record of 6-2-0. I think that all but guarantees them. I think it actually does guarantee them the first place seed. What is happening to my computer? Guarantees them the first place seed. So they'll end up playing the 8th seeded team in top 8. Congratulations to Moob and the NC Snakes for a great run here over the past 9 weeks. We're gonna kick over to our second game here this evening, and that game is gonna be. Uh-oh, I'm not on the right screen. Cool. Well, I get on the right screen. There we go. There we go.